How's it going, guys? My name is Mitchell. I'm a 27-year-old filmmaker from Southern California who's currently traveling the world. I've been living in Chiang Mai now for about 2 months, and I have a packing list for you. Now, while it's true that you can purchase most of the items you would need for travel in Chiang Mai and just come with a carry-on bag and the clothes on your back, these are the items that I have found quite helpful on this trip. First is these, or a pair of Chacos. These are some heavy-duty sandals you can pick up at REI. They're like 75 bucks. It's a perfect compromise between a hiking shoe and a comfortable sandal. I wear these almost everywhere. They're great because if I'm riding on a scooter and I'm trying to weave my way through traffic, I can put my feet down without fear of a cheap flip-flop ripping off. I personally cannot recommend these enough. Also, when it's raining, most of the rain that you're going to encounter out here is going to be warm. If these get wet, really all you need to do to dry them off is take a towel or wear them for a little bit, and they are back to being dry, unlike shoes. Another option that is great is something like this, a pair of Vibram 5 Fingers. I'm personally a barefoot shoe enthusiast. It's really all I wear if possible, especially when traveling. They're lightweight, they're breathable, they dry quickly, they are fantastic. Another item which I would highly suggest is that if you're coming to Southeast Asia and you've never ridden a motorbike or a scooter and you're coming to Chiang Mai specifically, Honda has a safety riding park where they will take you from never riding any kind of two-wheeled motorized vehicle to all the way up to being able to ride superbikes or on a track. One of the requirements for that class, though, is closed-toed shoes. So if you're coming to Southeast Asia and you would like to take a class on riding dirt bikes, sport bikes, scooters, etc., almost all of those schools are going to ask you for some type of closed-toed shoe. I had to pick up these as a pair of leather Timberland Chukka styles. These were outrageously expensive, but they fit the bill, and on my four-day motorcycle trip to northern Thailand, they've held up great. Now, on to my second necessary item, or I guess it'd be third if closed-toed shoes and a pair of Vibrams or Chacos would be 1 and 2. The third item I would have is quality moisture-wicking clothing, such as these pants. I believe I got these pants at REI. They're stretchy, they wick moisture away well, and this is for 2 reasons: sun protection and bug and mosquito protection. While you can always lather yourself up in tons of DEET if you want to go head out somewhere more remote, that's not always going to be enough to protect you from bugs or insects, especially if you're going through rivers and there's leeches or things along those lines. That's why I would suggest bringing along a pair of pants like this, at least 1 pair. I've only seen these, or a pair of pants sold like this in 1 spot in Chiang Mai. They were more expensive than they would be in the US. But a pair of pants like this is a great item to have, not really even necessarily for warmth, but more for protection from the elements. Now, along with that, I would suggest some type of geeky, nerdy, whatever you want to call it, safari shirt. I only have a short sleeve one. This is made by the North Face. I would suggest having a long sleeve as well with the straps to hold the sleeves up. That's going to be anywhere between $20 to $50 at any REI. And really, one of the things that's awesome about those shirts is that you can, clean them up well and go have them ironed and go out to a nice dinner because it's a collared shirt. It's not in poor taste to wear out somewhere. But really, protection from the bugs and the sun are the real reasons why I would suggest packing something like that. The next item that I would recommend if you're traveling to Southeast Asia is a high quality rain shell. Now, the reason why I like to say high quality is because not all rain shells are created equal. This one is made by Mountain Hardwear. It has pit zips, it has a mesh lining on the inside to keep your skin from touching the waterproof fabric, and it breathes really well. Oftentimes when it's raining, it's so humid that wearing a poncho or a plastic bag essentially is going to leave you as wet on the inside as it is on the outside just because of the humidity. Something like this I have found to be invaluable, and even up at 5,000 feet on a motorcycle in the rain, this was plenty warm with a long sleeve shirt layered underneath it. So really, warm weather clothes are not an issue, especially in Southeast Asia, but I would suggest investing the money in a breathable and lightweight shell just to keep you dry. No, we're not in a safari, guys, but a safari hat is an excellent thing to bring. I've only seen these, again, sold in 1 or 2 places in Chiang Mai, and a hat like this is awesome. It keeps the sun off of you, and for someone like myself who's often holding a camera up to my face to take pictures or video, I don't want to have oily, greasy sunblock running down my face, getting in my eyes, and getting in the way of me capturing a moment. So a hat like this is awesome. The other great thing about a hat like this is that it folds up very, very small and packs away very compactly. So if you're packing for a trip, a hat like this will probably be anywhere between $10 to $15 in the US. I believe this is a Costco special. Shout out to my roommates back in Northern California who picked this up for me. And I would highly suggest this. I don't wear this all the time or everywhere, but when I want to keep the sun off of me and I don't want to get sunburned, this is an unreplaceable item. Now for guys, these would be called board shorts. For women, I can't help you. I'm not a female, I'm sorry. Board shorts or shorts like this are a must-have. Now on this trip, I made the mistake of packing way too many pairs of just normal cotton shorts. These, at least in my opinion, are a no-no for a couple of reasons. One, you can't really use these as swim trunks. Once they get wet, they usually stay wet for a while. They're not the most comfortable item in the world, and there's absolutely no reason why you should be bringing something like this instead of something like these. O'Neill, Hurley, DC, tons of different companies have really, really nice board shorts that can double as a pair of casual walking shorts or as a bathing suit. This means it's one less item for you to pack, and I couldn't suggest something like this enough. They're stretchy, and if you get caught in a rainstorm, they dry very quickly. You're either a fanny pack person or you're not. And if you're coming to Southeast Asia, you'll eventually become a fanny pack person. I've had this fanny pack for years. It's seen tons of abuse, it's seen tons of use, and I absolutely love it, and I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. You'll notice a lot of Thai people wearing fanny packs here, and that's for good reason. If you have a fanny pack on you, you can leave your pockets free of anything. When you go to sit on a motorbike, you don't have to worry about stuff falling out of your pockets. And on top of that, if you go to areas where you're in fear of being pickpocketed, you're pickpocket worry free, more or less. Now, this isn't the best security measure against pickpocketing. You being aware is the best security measure against being pickpocketed, but a fanny pack such as this one will provide you a ton of use and a ton of versatility. I wear my fanny pack every day. People laugh at me, people question why. I don't really give a fuck. Why? Because they're the ones who are going to get their wallet stolen or drop their cell phone when they get on a scooter. I've never had to worry about that, and up to this point, I've had no issues with losing stuff, not being able to keep track of stuff, misplacing money, passports, etc. And I have a terrible memory, and I am always losing stuff. So a fanny pack is something that you can purchase here, but I would suggest finding a fanny pack that you like before you travel. It'll make your travels a hell of a lot easier. No, I'm not some left-wing protester that's going and marching against Donald Trump, but a face covering or a buff, something like this, is an item which I can't recommend enough to you for a multitude of reasons. It keeps the sun off your neck. If you're riding a scooter, you want to obscure your identity so you don't get pulled over by police. I'll have a link to a video about riding scooters or motorized transportation in Chiang Mai, link down below. But an item such as this will get an infinite amount of use. Whenever I get on any kind of motorized vehicle, I always obscure my face. It keeps bugs out of my mouth. It keeps the police off my back. And it really is a versatile piece of equipment. This is a Buff branded item. I got this when I was photographing a music festival in Alabama, and I have used it a ton, and it is great. I think these are anywhere between 10 to 15 bucks. There's knockoff ones that you can get on Amazon. Really, it is a versatile piece of equipment that I can't recommend you getting enough, either here in Chiang Mai or in whatever country you're traveling from. Finally, the last thing that I want to address is the environment. Now, I'm not protesting, I'm not talking about pollution. Really, I'm talking about individual responsibility. In Thailand, because the drinking water is not safe, there are little bodegas where you can refill water bottles everywhere. Now, what a lot of travelers do is they just buy a big 6 or 12 pack of liter waters and throw the bottles away afterwards. I personally try to recycle my bottles as much as possible, just because I feel like environmental responsibility should start with, oneself. And I would suggest picking up some collapsible well, there goes my hair for the day. I would suggest picking up some collapsible water bottles. If you can go to an REI or any other kind of hiking store, collapsible means that they travel well. You can reuse them. They're not going to get smelly. And if you are staying somewhere long term, you can go ahead and put those in your refrigerator and have cool filtered water and not be polluting the environment with these disposable plastic bottles. That's really the end of my packing video. I'll go ahead and put a list down in the description below with all of the items that I think that you should pick up. If you guys have any questions or any suggestions, go ahead, let me know in the comments down below. I would love your feedback. If you travel to Southeast Asia, particularly Chiang Mai, and there was stuff that you wished you packed, I'll pin your comment to the top. If you're coming to Chiang Mai, let me know. I'd love to meet you guys. And till next time, guys, like, comment, subscribe, and definitely share this video with anyone that you may think is traveling to Southeast Asia in the near future.